Hello, my name is Jay Carpenter. I am the founder of PHONEWORD Workshops, and this is our session for Thursday, October the 1st, 2020. It is 9:01 a.m. Arizona time and Pacific time, and we have these workshops every Thursday at this time, and we cover a short portion of the PHONEWORD Workshops global directory, as well as some other decentralized constructs that might be of interest to you. So we invite you to tune in. You can find these sessions under meetup.com/desert-blockchain and sign up and get the information. You can also go to phonewordworkshops.com, follow us on Twitter under phone-workshops, and tune in. So let's get right into it. Today we're going to be talking about hashing. This is going to be a very simple, very quick introduction to hashing along with a demonstration. So if you're not familiar with hashing, hashing is a fundamental piece of decentralization that adds mathematical certainty to what you're looking at and what the data and the connections that you think you are connecting to. If you want to be sure of that, you will be using some form of hashing. So let me get into the screen sharing and we'll get into the presentation. So bear with me for just a moment. So we'll be talking about cryptographic hashing. The benefits of cryptographic hashing are huge and provide a level of trust. We'll talk a little bit about canaries, and then we'll cover a little bit of other material that might be of interest to you. So these are our past workshops so far. This started as a project at HackFS, which started on July 6, 2020, and it lasted for about a month. You can find out more information under hackfs.com. And then in August, we launched our first introduction workshop. We've covered Raspberry Pis, we've talked about our global directory, and a couple topics on the overall global directory. We talked about public keys, which is also a cryptographic construct that's critical to this realm, and we had an open session. Last week we talked about peer-to-peer messaging, and today we're talking about cryptographic hashing. So bear with me just a second. I'm going to stop sharing. Actually, let me stop sharing. Okay. Sorry about this. So let's take a look at, here's a form of hashing. Now this is a modified form, and this item, oops. So this item, this long item that starts with QMU, is a form of a hash. It's a modified hash. It was created by Protocol Labs, and it starts with QMU, but this is actually a peer ID, an IPFS interplanetary file system peer ID. And at the moment, this is one of the fundamental pieces of our PhoneWord Workshops global directory. So here is a Wikipedia article that starts to talk about the benefits of cryptographic hashing, which is that it's deterministic, it has a fixed length, it will change with the slightest change that happens with whatever the data is that you're looking at, and I'll go over an example of that. And it's a one-way function. So if you have a file, and I'll show you a file in a moment, that we're going to hash on the command line, it's very easy to create that hash of that file, but once you have the hash, it is almost impossible to determine what was the original file that was the genesis of that hash. So here is a video where you can actually learn about hashing, and you can actually do a hash calculation by hand. And I'd recommend this video. And this presentation, by the way, will be part of the YouTube video recording. So let's go over a demonstration. We're going to use something called the command line, and we're going to do a SHA-256 hash. And I know that sounds a bit technical. There's a link here to a beginner's guide to hashing on Linux, and you can check that out. But let's jump over to another screen. So this is actually a connection to a Raspberry Pi, and let me show you an example. First of all, we're going to look at the file that we're going to hash. So the name of this file is just simply JSON, which stands for JavaScript Object Notation, but this could be the name of any file. And when we open up that file, we see that we've got some information basically about me that's in a JSON format. And you can see that if you had to go through and try to check the accuracy of this file, it would be pretty detailed, pretty tedious. So let's get out of this file and let's do a hash of the file. So we're going to do SHA-256 sum, and then the file name, and I'm just going to hit enter to cut down on the typing, and voila, you can see we have created a SHA-256 hash of that file. Now notice right at the end here, it ends with 1B0, okay? And let's go in and let's make a minor change to that file. So we're going in here. We're going to see this comma. We're going to change that comma from a comma to a period. And then we're going to rehash the file. So I'll change it there. I've changed it from a comma to a period. I'm going to write, and I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to back out of it. Now watch what happens when we do the SHA-256 calculation. You can see that the entire, just from changing from a comma to a period in that one file, which contained a decent amount of data, but not a lot of data, the whole hash, this part, has changed completely. So at a glance, we can tell that this hash which had the comma in it, is completely different than this hash. So I'm going to go back into the JSON file, and I'm going to change that this period right here back from a period back to a comma. I'm going to save the file. And now we're going to calculate the hash again. And voila, you can see that that little change, now the hash is exactly equal to this hash. So that, I'll stop screen sharing at this point. Actually, I'll go back to the presentation. Sorry. So that shows you some of the power of this hashing function. And if this is your first introduction to hashing, just sort of take this in, consider that it's powerful, and play with it a little bit. But hashing is a critical piece to building trust in the decentralized web, as well as other data and networking constructs. So in the PhoneWord workshops, you will find presentations like this. Here's one referencing a public key. We'll have videos, websites, and books that you can reference. We'll also be featuring something called the Canary, which is a device to allow you to connect to a decentralized network and community of people. If you have questions, you can reach us at 1111 PhoneWord Workshops via the decentralized channels that we're creating. And we're also opening up for Desert Blockchain citizens an ability for you to create and list addresses that are human friendly that you can use to build decentralized constructs yourself, or you can engage in market activities around those addresses. So who's eligible is HackFS.com participants and Desert Blockchain citizens at this point. We'll be opening this up to other communities as well. So we'll have current asking prices for listings. This is similar to registering a domain in the domain name system and then putting it on the market for sale. But keep in mind that this is an experimental project. All listings are subject to change or removal at any time. And you should use this at your own risk without warranty or service quality, guarantee of service quality. And this project's only for educational purposes. There's no emergency E911 services associated with communications associated with these decentralized communication channels. So one thing we are offering is that if you purchase a Canary or hardware that is pre-set up with some of these capabilities, you'll have a 60-day money-back guarantee if you purchase it through desertblockchain.com. And that offer is good until December 31st. It might be extended beyond that, but we're trying it out at this point. So here's our contact information, and you can use that using IPFS PubSub and the publication capability. So that's it for PhoneWord Workshops. I'm going to stop the screen share. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this was interesting to you. Hashing is a very powerful idea and utility that will help you in navigating the decentralized web. Again, my name is Jay Carpenter. Thank you for tuning in, and please join us again next Thursday for another version of PhoneWord Workshops weekly sessions at 9 a.m. Arizona time or 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you.